Your comments are funny. Welcome in, everyone, and hello, mods. Thank you, mods, for being here and keeping us safe. Speaking of mods, we are trying something. I haven't talked to every single mod about it yet, but I unblocked every hater I could think of. I'm sure there's some that I've missed, but I have unblocked the haters because I am allowing people into this chat now to because I'm not afraid of that. So if people want to come in and challenge me, I am not going to have a chat like Aaron or Marilyn where you're not allowed to ask questions or be challenging at all. Now, obviously, why don't you sit up there? Silly. Obviously, if you're going to come in and just be super ugly, there's a difference. But everybody's welcome here. Oh, dang it. Hold on. I got to ask Huxley something. Thank you. Sorry. Um, so I just want to make that clear that my haters can come into this chat because we're not afraid over here to answer questions or to deal with, thanks, son, deal with the uncomfortables or my unmentionables, which I just got checked out. And I just have to say this too. Yeah, Molly Moon. We all know what this stream is about to be talked and discussed about. Wow, thanks, Linda Gillum. Marilyn, Marilyn. I'm a little mad at you. I'm a little upset. You picked today to do this. You knew I had a pap smear. Okay. You know, my birthday's on Wednesday. You couldn't have done it on my birthday. 48 hours. You couldn't wait 48 hours. No, you picked the day that I had to have a pap and you knew it and you did that on purpose. I hope today is a positive step forward. Says who, what, where now. I hope everyone and woman in Aaron's life stops supporting him and the only person left he can abuse is himself. Not a bad comment, and we can hope for that. Thank you so much for the super chat and support. Those are important and very kind. And look, there's another one. Holy, did Penelope pass her test? I don't know. We find out probably on my birthday. Do you know pap smears are like lickety split now? That's crazy. Pap smears, she was like, we should get the results in like the next day or two. I was like, dang, girl. The last time I got a pap took like a week. You used to have to fill out your own card. Remember that? I mean, I only had a pap 3 years ago. I hated her, by the way. I absolutely did not like the woman who did it. I will never see her again, and I'm upset about it. I'm in a bad mood. I was pretty pissed. Uncomp gave me the uncumps for Vagisil. Thank you, Haggis. I still have that like cramping. I like how she talked to me too, like I was 17 and it was my first pap. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, babe. Yeah, Malibu Barbie, 100%. And she talked like this and wasn't herself. It was an affectation, but talked to me literally like I've never had a pap. She was like, you might experience some cramping after this, possibly even some spotting. I was like, this is not my first day with my new vagina. I've lived with her for 42 years on Wednesday. I think we get it. I think we've done this. We've been to this rodeo before, girl. DS Kitty, she was a twig. She was my vagina weighed more than the doctor that came in. Yeah. She was probably like 5'2" and like 70 pounds. My vagina is 4 inches, 90 pounds. So yeah, it wasn't a fair fight. I'll tell you that. Thank you for your super chat and money. Are you talking about Marilyn? We came for the OBGYN update. So disappointing. Miriam, we're going to do a little bit of both. We're trying to balance both of these. But I am mad at Marilyn. I'm especially upset right now. She planned this on purpose. And thank you for your super chat. She planned this on purpose. I feel like she did it intentionally. She picked the day that I had a pap to break down and have a storm on YouTube. Yeah, no, though I really didn't like her. I didn't like her at all. She had a shit ass attitude, and she also made me wait sitting there naked with a Starburst wrapper on for like an hour and 10 minutes, and that made me mad. I really get mad when doctors do that. I was like, TikTok mother effer. I was like, we got to go live about what's happening in Vermont. Reese, did your gyno come out with a new watch? What does that mean, Shawini Love? I don't understand. Do you mean, did she reach up into my said uterus and pull out a new watch? No, Tommy doesn't really tend to hide watches up there. Hey, Kathy Brown. Yeah, so I know, Abdazzle, I was pretty pissed about it. As you guys saw, I was in Nora's chat just sitting there naked and afraid. It was freezing in that room. I was just sitting there with a Starburst wrapper on one of my tits, and I was like, I'm terrified. And I felt better with 600 of you talking back to me while I was there. You guys were very supportive. I just want to say, unlike the doctor I just met, she was awful. She made me so mad. She goes, looking at your notes here, she gaslit me, which was so weird. I was like, are you one of those? Do you know Marilyn Honig? I was like, what's going on? She's looking at my chart. Now I'm pretending I'm holding a chart. Of course, everything's electronic these days, but she goes, I think I see that you spoke to your doctor, your diabetes doctor, about birth control. And I said, what? No, I didn't. I was like, don't you gaslight me. Hey, Weirdwig, you're back on the boat. You are unblocked from the boat. You and Megan Roberts got it done. You asked, I delivered, unlike some people on the internet. Okay. Just saying. No, she goes, I see you spoke about, hey, Mama Brooke, birth control. And I was like, first of all, I'm not 19. I mean, I know that I look incredible, right? From the neck up. But I said, no, I didn't. And she goes, yes, you did. It says it right here. Are you arguing with me? This reminds me of one time when I ate at a restaurant with Jeff, and I was like, the chicken is undercooked and I'm not eating it. And the woman argued with me, and she was like, yes, it is. It's cooked. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, see how it's pink right here and it still has a heartbeat? And she was like, it's cooked. I was like, are you arguing with me about this right now? Yeah, same thing. She goes, I said, I didn't ever speak to him about birth control. And she goes, yeah, you did. And I was like, are you out of your effing mind right now? Are we about to have a physical tussle with a Starburst wrapper on my tit, naked and afraid? Because the claws were coming out. My vagina was just sitting there, terrified, going, where's Tommy? Why are we exposed into the light? And there's two people. She had to bring in, of course, her, 16-year-old nurse that was standing, she puts the spotlight on my taint. And meanwhile, this girl's in braces is just standing back there staring at it. I'm not kidding. That's how it went down. I was doing this the whole time. I was like, oh, and she goes, I'm sorry. This is uncomfortable. This is cold. This is going to be pressure. Here comes the scraping. I was like, you don't have to narrate this, Morgan Freeman. I know how it goes. I was like, can you please just stop telling me what you're doing? And I will just sit back here and make hand gestures. You do your thing quietly. I'm going to sit back here and just make noise. Yeah, it's like I almost just nunchucked you. You don't even realize. I almost just took you out with my toenail. Yeah, why do they have a person standing there? That's not uncomfortable. You're sitting there just splayed open like you're delivering a child, and there's just an awkward girl who's going to high school standing there. Literally, she's like, putting the light, literally the light's like, all right, here's your vagina. We're going to put the light on your taint. Do you see it? See the taint? I was like, why are you here? You took my blood pressure. What are you doing standing there staring at my vagina? There better not be cameras in that room. Baby steps, I couldn't be more upset. God, I'm pissed. I'm seriously mad. I'm pissed at Marilyn Honig, and I'm pissed at this fucking doctor. I was pissed at both. And thank you for your super chat. I said it to the doctor. I was like, you have no idea how bad of a day this has been. I was like, I am waiting on you. You're an hour late. This lady up in Vermont's trying to say some shit. I got to go to work. But no, I got to sit here naked and afraid in an exam room in Nora's chat talking to 600 people while my tits are just sitting out. So I'm pissed about it. And the money helps. I'm a High Plains grifter. I look classy like a mob wife. She always knows what to say. I love you. Really? Because my hair looks terrible. I haven't fixed it since it's been smashed up against the table. God, it was terrible. And thank you for your super chat. But it's so weird to have just a random ass person standing there watching your pap smear happen. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not filling out paperwork. You're not even pretending to like hold something. You're just, she's just standing there looking at my splayed open vagina. And the lady was like explaining what she was doing. She's like, I'm going to touch, 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 touch. And then she just like opened it. Probably gone too far on this video. We should save this for another day. But she goes, I'm just checking the exterior, just making sure. I was like, this isn't a car wash. Okay. I don't give a shit what it looks like. I don't look at it. That's why Tommy takes care of this business. I don't need to see. I don't want to know. She was like, we're just touch, touch. She was like, touch, touch. I was like, this is not kindergarten. Stop it. Stop fucking talking to my vagina like she's 2 years old. She's going to be 42 on Tuesday. Wednesday? What's today? In 2 days, I'll be 42. And I'm tired of speaking down and infantilizing my vagina. She's a grown ass, overweight, diabetic, American vag. And she'll knock you out with those American thighs as well. Now, let's get down to business. Yeah, birth control. I was like, what are you doing? Do I look? Do we need? What does birth control have to do with my life? I was like, what does this have to do with Marilyn Honig? I'm just trying to get home so we can talk about Marilyn Honig. And she's not in here, of course. You know, I'm also pissed about that. Marilyn comes in, barreling in. Oh, hey, Liz Ferris. Marilyn comes barreling in to Nora's chat, making me feel even more naked and afraid. Allison gave me money. We have to pause. I asked Marilyn what she blurred out. The shorts? She said nope. Well, of course she did. She hates me. But thank you for paying to say it. Marilyn makes an appearance, of course, in Nora's chat, because I don't know why this is. Marilyn has this like weird, she like appeases Nora. And I don't know why that is. It makes me feel left out. It makes me feel very alone in the sandbox. And I get pissed about it. And on a normal day, I get to like a 6 about it. Today I was at a 10. I was like, this is some horse shit. I'm sitting here naked on a table and she's just yapping away in Nora's chat. And I was like, bitch, you weren't even blocked over here. Yeah, Martha Martin, she was just over there fucking having tea and strumpets. Kristen Hawk also really helps. Thank you. It eases the pain of my poor cervix. She said that too. She goes, I'm just taking a look at your cervix. I was like, Morgan Freeman, like once again, I don't need you to narrate this. Okay. Robert Redford, like, I don't need you to narrate the steps entering in to my cave of glistening wonders. My, what did we call it? My innards. I don't need to know what you're looking at. Can you imagine when I got my C-section, if she was like, okay, we're just sawing you open. Good, good, good. We're lifting the hood. All right. We're going to set your intestines over there on a table. Oh, there goes your spleen. Just so you know, just keeping track. I don't need to know what you're doing. Even Tommy doesn't do that. Like, just, I don't need to know. We're good. I really don't need you to narrate that. This is not the Cave of Wonders in National Geographic. I don't want to know. That was so weird. It was so weird. Kristen, thank you for gifting memberships. Reese, I was so pissed she was in the chat. I had so much I wanted to say. Not good either. Oh, you couldn't because you had a wrench? Were you trying to be profesh? I get it, Jojo. Hey, pipe down back there, would you? Why would a gyno need to lift the hood? Because I have a fupa and a chalupa, and there's a lot of heavy lifting going on. Tommy has this cool thing that he can do it with his nose because his nose is bigger than a falcon's beak. Anyway, back to what's important. And what is important, right? What's important here? And I ask you, where are we going? What is today? I ask you, Okay. I'm going to be 42 in 48 hours. And I'm feeling a little like I'm coming apart, right? Like I feel like there's like, when you like pull a string and it just like opens the seam and then you have a hole in your shirt. Um, okay, Debbie, I don't need to know that. Your doctor narrates your vagina in a whisper format. That's absolutely uncalled for and terrifying. Oh yeah, happy birthday. It's my brother-in-law's birthday. Hey, Michelle Asbell. I totally forgot. I remembered this morning. I got up, I texted him right away. I said, I love you. You're the best brother-in-law. And then Marilyn dive bombed into my life and made a horrible video. And she did it on Pap Smear Day. Okay. I'm really pissed that she chose to do that on a day that she knew I had a doctor's appointment. Fizzled again. Yeah. Happy birthday to Johnny Scoville. He's adorable and he looks like Tommy, but Tommy's cuter in my opinion, but I love them both. And he's just squeezy and he eats hot peppers and he doesn't ever bother anybody. So let's get down to brass tactics. Okay. What happened? Where do we go from here? What do we trust? Who do we know? Who can we latch on to at a time like this? Tonight's the night that we make history. Marilyn, you and I. Dee-dee-dee-blee, blee, 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 blee. The best of times. You can't trust anybody. And it's pissing me off. Amy says, you don't look 42. You're just saying that because you're in love and your pictures were adorable with Sid, your new guy. But thanks for paying to say that. Okay. I can't seem to center myself. I feel very, very out of, I feel left out. I'm not going to lie. Marilyn, where are you? We know you're watching. There's 415 of you in here, and one of you is Marilyn Honig, and you better step up to the fucking plate. I said it in Nora's chat. I'm not sorry I said it. I'm doubling down. I was naked and afraid. I had a fucking Starburst wrapper on my tit. They were like, go ahead and just cover up with this gown, and she'll be right in. Go ahead and just cover up with this gown. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. And the rest was exposed to the lights of day. And I had to sit through that shit for an hour with a Starburst wrapper on my tit, my left tit. Right tit was out in the open. Okay. So, Marilyn, I deserve better than this. And this aggression will not stand. Okay. It will not stand. And I deserve to be noticed. Please come into my chat. You graced your presence into Nora's chat. And I really think it's unfucking fair. And I'm being serious. I'm not even trying to make people laugh. I'm mad about it. I'm pissed that I feel left out. This is how you treated Susie. And I will not be treated like Susie. Susie sucks at everything. Hey, thanks, Case Face. Great picture. Kelly says, happy to be here for a live. Well, you picked the wrong one, Kel, because I am off and I am upset about every single damn thing that I can think of. I'm pissed about everything. My mom called me after the PAP and she was like, I went, yes. I don't even answer the phone like that. She was like, you all right? I was like, no, I'm not all right. I just had my cervix scraped and I had to sit there for an hour naked. Like I was mad at her. It's kind of like when I woke up this morning, I had a dream that Tommy cheated on me this morning and I called him mad. I was like, I'm pissed at you. You were looking at her tits and you were all about it. And I was like, and you cheated and she was hot. And he was like, I am so sorry, babe. He was like, damn. I don't know. I think it's because I'm ovulating. I'm really pissed. I'm mad at this Marilyn thing. Let's get into it. What is it? Does anybody know? Because I felt confused by her video. I think that's the other thing is she gaslit me in the video. I was like, who is she talking about? She was so cryptic. She was like a Mason. I felt like she was Jeff at one of their weird meetings doing a secret handshake. I was like, what? I even went back and listened to it again. And I was like, it still doesn't make sense. Can somebody please speak Marilyn for me and break this shit down? Because I couldn't understand a word of the nonsense that she was saying. What was it? She started off by saying what? I didn't want to have to do this, but I'm doing it. Maisie says, but on the plus side, you're looking fine. Well, thanks, Maisie. I love you, girl. And Vicky says, you're just starting out. Being pissed at about everything is an ongoing status. Is this my upper 40s now? Is that what you're trying to say? Here's Vicky Andrews. Fucking crazy. Liz, where'd you go? I couldn't figure out who she was talking about. Okay, good. I'm not the only one in this, and I feel alone in the sandbox. What the hell was she talking about? She was using innuendos worse than her stockumentary. And I was like, who are we? You've got to narrow this down. You got to give us, can we buy a fucking vowel? I couldn't understand what she was saying. She was like, she and he and DV and VD and Reese Pap smear. It was like the knife order. I was like, what? He always does his weird little streams and he's like, me hate Tommy, Reese, grifta, caca, Nazi. Hey, Willow Tree. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I felt very gaslit. Pathological, what does that mean, babe? See, now you're just dropping one-liners. Why does everyone keep fighting Heather Carr? I don't know, but I did call this shit. I have to say I did call this shit. I knew. Guys, we have to point something out. We have to do it. We got to do it now. We got to do it. What the fuck is a dog whistle? Did anybody else understand that? I was like, I only speak Scientology. I don't know what a dog whistle is. What are you doing over there? I never know what you're doing over there in Vermont. Like, what the hell are you up? Hey, Rue. Rue, you might not want to be here for this one, but caregiving for your mom, I love that for you. She's sleeping. Something must be going on. Got a replay. Are we still talking about that alien? I don't know that I would call her an alien. I just call her a busted can of biscuits. But Rue, this one may not be for you, but I love you. I love your mom, and thank you for supporting. I don't know what we're trying to say here. Thank you again, Rue. I'm trying to nail this down and I need your help. It's the only reason I went live. We need to dissect this together and get myopic, people, because I need to know what a dog whistle is. Then she talked about the end of Erin's live and she said, I know what it means. And you know what it means. And I was like, what's it mean? I was like, fucking crazy. I was watching that fake smoking like Vicky Andrews with her 4-foot-long cigarettes on my Zoom call. She was like, and then there was a DV of violence. She was like, and then somebody got the clap. And I was like, what happened? I was blinkless and I couldn't figure it out. And I still can't figure it out. And I'm mad about it. I think she did this for me. You called it, Reese. You said a tsunami was coming. I bet you didn't think it would be this soon. No. And I'm kind of pissed because, again, it's the day of a pap smear. She couldn't wait for my birthday. Oh, no, we couldn't wait for that. 2 days, Marilyn. You couldn't wait till Wednesday to do this? I don't know who got the clap. There was strains of VD, venereal disease, she said. There were, hey, Purple Groovy, there was a dog whistle. There was a game night. There was another dog whistle. And then she was like, and then she spoke like a Scientologist and it freaked me out. And again, I was blinkless. I was like, fucking crazy. I was like, what's going on over there? I never know what she's doing over there. Then she said, she did Scientology speak and it freaked me out. And I was like, is she really a Scientologist? Because I kind of sometimes feel like Marilyn could be a Scientologist. She said something a Scientologist would say. However, Erin is a Scientologist. So I think that she was repeating what Erin the parrot said. So she said, what did she say? She goes, I will not handle Kelly. Scientologists say that. That's a real thing. Handle. I will not handle Kelly. Dog whistling means speaking in a coded way. So most people are thinking it means one thing. Okay. Well, we need answers, Marilyn. And I'm kind of pissed once again. Thanks. Merely, it's a lip stain from Sephora. These things stay on through eating strips of greasy bacon, my friend. Handle. Haggis is a new member. What? I thought you were already a member. Well, Haggis is also a baby angel, and I don't care who knows it. So, dog whistle is a signal to get people to do your bidding. So that was the other thing. Let's discuss. Thank you, Ghostwriter. Angie, I'll have to text you. I don't know. Let's discuss what she said about being yelled at. And we also have so much to catch up on here. What's gonna I got questions, lots of questions, guys. Is Kelly leaving or staying? What's going on with Kelly? Anybody know? Kelly flopped her? Anybody? Hey, Sierra Terry, what's happening with Kelly flopped her? Is she staying on the side of Marilyn? Everybody is split apart at this one. Everybody's solo. Where the hell is Sophia? Kelly, I think, and Marilyn have split off to their own little hate group. Baby Step says, what a day to be alive for your poor vagina. I'm glad I've been here from day one to have the privilege of seeing your growth. Is it? I hope your birthday is fabulous. Thank you. I know this may not seem to fit in the stream right now, but thank you so much, babe. I really needed that. And I love you, Baby Steps, and thank you. Hey, Maria, and thank you for being a member. You're always supportive, and you have been with me since day one. The safe freaking money is somehow my freaking fault, and they're keeping the world safe from me. What does that mean? The safe freaking money? I don't know what that means. Yeah, well, she's full of lies. Let's be honest, babe. There's nothing to worry about there. I mean, she's Marilyn has been caught so many times either totally fabricating things or twisting the shit out of things. For instance, I'll give you one. She said that my kid was naked, and she's like double, tripled down on that. You can see his shorts. I don't know if she altered the photo or if Goot altered the photo, but one or both of them altered and photoshopped it, right, to make Huxley look naked. So she lies. She makes things up. I mean, that's where is she? Marilyn, get your ass out here. Get your biscuit ass out here, girl. I wondered the same thing. Is this all a ruse, Briggs? I asked Nora that. Do you guys think this is all a fake? This is all for show? I kind of could see her and Aaron cooking that up too. Drop a link to bring her in? She won't come on. Marilyn hates me more than anybody, but that's not a bad idea. Do we know her email? Thanks, Carolyn Hughes. I kind of want to text her. I have her phone number, but I bet she has me blocked. I kind of want to text her and be like, get your ass in here, Honig. Marilyn Elizabeth Honig, get your ass in here. It does feel like a bit of a setup since she went to Nora's. It feels like a bit of a setup. Goot's going to make a documentary on Marilyn. He's so mad at her. Baby Steps, hey, Polly, I missed out on Nora's stream. I have a lot to catch up with. She came into Nora's stream. She came in bringing tea and strumpets and bagels, and she was all nice to everybody. And she was like, not you, Reese. Why would she go to Nora? Right. It's odd. The whole thing feels weird. It just doesn't feel quite right, but it also could be my poor cervix. Stay tuned. I think this is to throw us all off. Eesh. Oh, God, is it a trap? Do you guys think it's a trap? Hey, Crafty Carrie. Marilyn, if it's not a trap, I want you to come in here and put a 1 in the chat. You don't have to say anything else. You're not blocked. Get your ass in here. Marilyn Louise Honig, get your ass in here. Hey, Grabbit. I think she was stressed in the video, but I will have to go through it a few times. She did seem stressed. But at the same time, she's very performative. She's quite the actress. You know, she was like, hello, everybody. No, not clickbait. She was like, I have something I need to say. And she was like, dog whistles, venereal disease, domestic violence. And then what was the last thing she said? I'm expendable. Of course you're expendable. You were always expendable. Like, did you need to figure that out from Aaron? Of course. We've been telling you this for years. Okay. Hey, Stuvers, the other thing I have to say, and I got to get this off my chest. My poor naked chest that was exposed for hours just sitting in an exam room. They looked good though. Those looked good. I will say that wasn't bad. I sent Tommy a picture. I have a question because she really did say this. She really did say this. Everybody is expendable to Aaron. Everybody is expendable to Aaron. We've been saying that for a long time. Follow the pattern, people. Follow the loop of behavior. None of this has changed. As a matter of fact, I meant to add Marilyn to the list. Tonight's the night that we make history. Marilyn, you and I. Also, I think we're going to add Kelly Flopter to the list because I'm guessing she's done. Her goose is cooked, right? Well, hey, Amy G. Okay, so we've got, let's see, just real quick. These are the people, by the way, Marilyn, that are expendable. Leah, Juliana, Mike, Claire, Christy, Mark, Amy, Matt, Lindsay, Nora, Tampa B, Liz Gale, Liz Ferris, Lara Femme, Sterling, Serge, Mike Brown, Jenna, Dusty, Andrew Gold, Dylan Gill, Gary, Jackson, Moorhead, Tommy Scoville, Mitch Brisker, Tori, Magoo, Marilyn Honig, I don't know if you've heard of her, and Kelly Flopta. Okay. So yes, girl, I'm sorry that you thought you were not expendable. However, you are expendable. And I guess I should add my name to the list too. I'm Reese, in case you guys don't know. So there's several of us, Marilyn, that he kicked to the curb. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're better for it. You're much better for it. You're on the side of good. And I named Mike Brown. Thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I do have it. Oh, Zach, lawyer friend Zach. So sorry, Rhonda McNeil. I added Serge. He was on the list. I read him. Guys, so here's the other thing that really upsets me, and I wish I could get an answer out of her for this. I wish I could get an answer. Oh, Poe on the go. Okay. Did we say Zach? Zach and Poe. Anybody else? Laura FM, I named her. Oh, what about Clearwater George? I mean, we don't know the real story there, but he disappeared. Clearwater George. That's a lot of fucking people. Speaking of George, what about that creepy Massey guy? That's like, I got Dusty. He's on here. What about that creepy Massey dude who also attacks women and Dodge? Oh, Apostate Alex. That's right. Poor Apostate Alex. Andrew Gold. Did I get him? I did. Hey, Andy. Dylan. Did I say Dylan? Yes, Dylan Gill. With all this going down, do you think Natalie will stay out of it? Natalie will never leave Aaron. No. Natalie will avoid concentration. Concentration. What word am I looking? Confrontation. Hey, Marilyn, can you correct me on that, please? On the spelling of that too, if you don't mind. Is that one word or two? Natalie will absolutely avoid conflict. And thank you for your super chat. Marilyn seems to be in the mindset you, Reese, are her competition. She's really reveled feeling like she's winning over you. She's winning over me. What does that mean? Like she wins? She's a winner. She won. I don't know. Yeah, Kiki, we should. Guys, Stephanie, you have a question? How far up is it, babe? There it is. Will extra eye flaps Massey stick with Sasquatch Honig or go to Aaron's team? I think he's probably going to stick with Aaron's because Aaron is the bigger bear to some of these people. I think a lot of these people think that the bigger number of the channel makes you cooler by association. It doesn't. I don't find that to be true. My brother-in-law has a pretty big fucking channel. He's got like 150,000 subscribers. Doesn't make me feel any cooler. I just like his character and him as a person. I don't really give a shit about the size of his channel. So I think that all these people are clout chasers. Thank you, Bunny Foo Foo. Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. I appreciate you saying that. I really appreciate your super chat. Marilyn said something. Yeah, this is going to tear up a lot of things, guys. This is dead serious. This is going to tear up a lot of things. Dickhead Massey. George hasn't commented on a thing. Yeah, I'm not surprised. These people are pussies and they're all running for the hills. It's not the size of your channel. It's how you use it, or at least that's how I've been told. Can you guys excuse us for a minute while Tommy and I make out? Thank you, Vince. iFlaps, Clout Chaser, and Grifter. Yeah, apparently we're the grifters, but he's also the grifter. Hey, Brooklyn Pencil. What's going to come of Massey, Dickhead Massey? I saw that Wildebeest Dick Belt Hef, and her pegging husband, Alan, they said that they're going to stay on the side of the pegging side of Marilyn. We're not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that. What about, I have a question. I keep trying to get to this. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what iFlaps Massey does. I think he'll stay with Aaron. Aaron's pretty manipulative and threatening. And hey, George, I love you too. I think Aaron probably is threatening those guys. Do you remember all the videos he did to tear down Jenna? And do you notice there was a pattern in those videos? He would say this a lot. And my friends can vouch for that. Did you guys ever notice that he said that a lot in all of his hate videos about Jenna? He would say that. It was a pattern that he would say, bop, 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 and she's crazy, 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 crazy. And I'm not. I'm stable as a fucking sober as a judge, stable as a table. She's crazy. They're crazy. And then he would go, and my friends can vouch for that. Aaron Rip Curl, I'm happy to see you. Aaron is all about, I wouldn't want to be one of his friends because I think he threatens the shit out of them. I think he's very, very, very mean. Yeah, if anybody noticed that, he would say that. He'd look into the camera and go, and my friends can, what does that matter? Why do we need your friends to back this up? Like, I just always thought that was very strange. Yeah, you have to have friends, Beth. So I think that he's going to do a heck of a job. Here's what happened. Aaron called me when shit went down between him and Lindsay. And I hadn't even met Lindsay. Aaron called me when shit went down with him and that Juliana who he threw into a wall. I think that was her name. He called me to explain and be the victim crying. He was literally crying. So he's always first to jump at his friends and go, you're not going to believe what happened to me. And he said to me, and aw, thanks, Vince. Wow, that's really nice of you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. He's very, it's very common that I felt Aaron would call me. He called me when shit hit the fan with him and Mike Rinder and the board stuff. He was talking about when he went to Columbia or whatever. Like, he's got to sell his victim story to keep his friends. But if you think about it, he's not really keeping his friends. It's kind of more of a threatening situation. Because, for instance, when I was in his kitchen in Clearwater, and I know I've said this many, many times, but it's telling and it's worth repeating. Aaron said to me, because we got to connect these dots. Aaron said to me, this is how he treated Marilyn. I guarantee you. Aaron said to me, fuck Sterling. He's fucking dead to me. And I was exactly this. I went, why? I love Sterling. I said, how could you hate Sterling? Because he quit my fucking board. He's dead to me. And I went, whoa. And he went, you don't have anything to worry about. You're not quitting my board. Right? Creepy. But that's how he keeps his friends, right? You're not going anywhere. Like, it's very threatening undertones, very creepy. And then I called Natalie and I said, I'm quitting the board. What did Natalie say to me? Don't do it. She said, "You will be sorry. Don't do it. Your channel will get so much hate for doing that." She said, "Don't do it. It will not be worth it. Don't do it." And I said, "I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I am going to do it." And then what happened? I quit the board, and within about, I don't know, 48 hours, and a couple of years ago now, this shit's been coming after me hardcore. So I knew this would eventually happen to Marilyn. She said today she did openly admit that he yelled at her. And apparently he like really belittled her. He said that her mockumentary wasn't important or something. What did he say to her? The live chat, it was just a premiere. And he minimized her. He minimized and discarded her, and she's just blown away. And we are all sitting on the sidelines going, "Yeah, that train's never late. So we knew this was going to happen. Sadly, you didn't, and we've been warning you about this for a very long time." But the other thing that pisses me off, hey Erica Fox, is here's my problem with Marilyn. I'd love to have a conversation with Marilyn. Valerie, do you mean poor content over here or just somewhere else or, another channel? Are you watching Netflix? Are you talking about me? Valerie, can you be more specific in your uh, comments toward another? Um, Here's what makes me mad. Marilyn has done this time and time again. She actually just did this like 3 weeks ago. Marilyn is not upset at all, right? She's not upset at all about the reasons that she's saying they had some kind of a problem. Here's how I know this. Goot Juice and Marilyn were friends. She had no problems with his racist content, attacking me, calling me cunt, mother of the year, attacking my kid, all those things. She had no problem with it. Never said a word. But then she got caught and she got a ton of hate being too intertwined with him about tearing down my son and calling him naked. She got a lot of hate for that. And suddenly, Marilyn comes out saying, "I don't support that. I can't support what he did." And he attacked Lindsay for getting an abortion. He had been doing that. So suddenly you have a problem with it? So now here we are. Same situation, right? Live chat was in her documentary. She was in there laughing. She was in there having a good fucking time in that live chat. She left it up for 2 days, right? Same thing. She got a shit ton of blowback. She got a shit ton of hate about it. Everybody was appalled that Erin's talking about Nora's dead father and her joining him in hell. Suddenly, within 2 days, she has a problem with that live chat. Bullshit. That is bullshit. She got too much hate, like she did with the Goot thing, and pulled back, is what happened. And then runs crying wolf, going, "I don't support that." Bullshit. We see you, and you've done this too many times before. We've seen this documentary before, Marilyn. It's got your name all over it. So I guess I take this a little bit more personally. She needs to realize difference in a victim and a volunteer. Good point, Sassy. Good point. And thank you for your super chat. This is where I have my biggest fucking problem, and I take this personally. I'm offended by this. Yeah, it could be, Stephanie. I'm offended by this because she came at me for everything under the sun. But one of the big things that Marilyn came out about, I don't know, a month, 4 to 6 weeks ago, maybe. I can't keep track of this shit anymore. One of the things that she came out about that really, really was, again, she's not burdened by deep thought. She didn't think it through. She came out making fun of my dead husband. His name was Fred. She called him Dead Fred. She made a short about it. She made a short about how funny his age was. She made a short about because of his age, he must be incontinent and have to wear diapers. She basically ridiculed the older generation and everyone who's lost a spouse. Friend George is a widower, and her best friend Natalie also That was weird. Am I back? Okay, I'm not talking until someone confirms that I'm actually here and I'm a person that exists in this world. Okay, thanks, Rio, for life. I didn't see Marilyn apologize to you about anything. I don't want an apology. Guys, I was a Scientologist. I don't have to get an apology. I don't believe in apologies, to be honest, receiving them. I like giving apologies and taking accountability. I would never expect Marilyn to ever, ever, ever take accountability and apologize to me. And I don't need it. I'm not looking for that. I don't care. I have healed from it. I have moved on from it. I don't have a I'm just not a person who I'm like, you owe me an apology. I've never been that person. I don't care. But aw, I love you, honey bunny. I wish I were there too. We're gonna celebrate our birthdays together this month. We're gonna try to get there to Ecuador. Yeah, Linda Perales, it would be nice. We're never going to get an apology out of Marilyn because Marilyn doesn't take any accountability for anything at all. If you notice on the video she did, she blamed Aaron. Like it was very much like, I'm expendable and I'm going to lose a lot of subs and I'm going to get eaten alive. You're not going to see me much anymore. Don't act like you didn't have a big fucking hand in this hate and this whole shitstorm that you mainly created. You and Aaron Smith Levin were a huge part of for the last year and a half. Okay. And I'm not the only one that you've bullied and tried to take down. So, your 6-minute video of like, and now I know you guys are going to leave me. We realize that's a reverse psychology way of saying, please hit subscribe, by the way. The thing that really I take offense to, though, I really, really, really take offense to, is simply this. She came out today with her fake fucking crocodile tears going, it was too far to make fun of a dead parent. Fuck you. You made fun of dead Fred. You made a video about it and you made fun of his age and you laughed at everything about his life. That man was a World War II veteran and an amazing human being, right? So I honestly am really, really bummed out that Aaron and Marilyn are two in the same there as far as making fun of the dead. What have we come to? You guys can't bully people in a different way. Do you think that that was appropriate to say, is Nora going to join her dead father in hell this week? That's fucking appalling. That's some sick shit. That's some Scientology shit, is what that is. Aaron is 100% a Scientologist. Yeah, Vince. Aaron said it with the dead shark eyes that he has, blank, empty soul, dead to the world. That's how Aaron talks. He's got shark eyes. He's a Scientologist through and through. I was a Scientologist for 38 years. I know what I see. He's a Scientologist and he's destroying the movement. And I said this the last 2 days. If I were Scientology, what would I do to get somebody to start getting everyone else to fight with each other and destroy the fucking movement? That's exactly what he's doing. He's following the playbook doing that. So he had no emotion whatsoever, dead behind the eyes. Sorry, Vince. I apologize that that was triggering for you. Dead behind the eyes to say, is Nora going to join her dead father in hell this week? Thank you, Vince, for being here in your super chat. And then the problem is Marilyn seems to forget the shit that she says or the videos that she puts up, right? It's the same thing you did with Goot. You're not okay with that. Suddenly you made content on it. You were a part of it. And now you dump Goot and you're not okay with it? Bullshit. Bullshit, right? And so it's the same thing now. You're going to come out and make a video this morning and try to pretend, right? Like, I just can't support Aaron because of what he said about a dead parent. What about my dead husband? So that was okay? You made an entire video about dead Fred. Hey, Epsington, it has been a while. You made a fucking video about my dead husband and laughed about it and had a grand fucking party about it. But now you're upset with Erin's comment that was too much for you and Kelly flopped her? Fuck both of you and everyone who looks like you. I don't buy it. Yeah, she tried to cry. Stephanie, she did a little bit of a fake cry. All of this is bullshit. It smells funny. I don't feel right. It feels a little bit like a bit of a trap. But I will say this. Yeah, Joanne Holly, I will say this. And I said this yesterday. There's no mistake that this community or whatever it is at this point, there's a lot of blood in the water and we're all smelling it. And I am absolutely fucking fearless about talking about this shit now. I don't have a problem. Erin can try all he wants to attack and swing and make a big fucking dent in my channel. Come straight for it, dude. You absolutely have been exposed at this point. I do look at Erin more than Marilyn here because I will believe something because I was in the same boat. Yeah, Rabbit. I believe that Marilyn was probably highly manipulated by him. Now, does that excuse her behavior? Don't hear what I didn't say. Do not hear what I did not say. Okay. So pay attention. It doesn't excuse her junk, garbage fucking behavior. He picks the right people to be his attack dogs. He used her absolutely and knew what he was doing. She fell for it, but I will say this. If I had to guess, he was very threatening to her. He probably yelled at her a lot. He did that to me. He did that to Lindsay, Nora. I'm sure he did it to Liz Gale. Aaron is a screamer. He is a dark ass screamer. And when he starts to feel like he's losing control, boy, oh boy, does he come for you, right? Hence Sterling. He's dead to me. He quit my board. He's dead to me, right? There's no going back. Aaron is absolutely psychotic, right? He is. He's a psycho. You didn't speak like her and make videos like she did, though, Reese. No, I did not, Jojo, and I would not. But I do feel that she probably was. Marilyn already, to me, and I've explained this in a past videos, when I look at Marilyn, hey, Jen Finberg, hey, Kristen Melinda, thanks for coming over. Marilyn is a weak individual. And I don't mean that as an insult. She's weak. She's the type of person who has to have a group of people to surround her. She reaches externally everywhere she possibly can for validation. Many of you have described Marilyn as a pick me girl, right? Or main character energy. She did that on her video attacking Susie. Can't this just be about me? Like she has to be propped up on a pedestal and she has to have people around her to support her. She cannot make the wheels turn on her own. She's pretty powerless in my opinion. That's how I've always seen her. Like to me, Marilyn is a fucking pebble in my shoe. I've always thought if this is the best you got, this is not going to work out for you very well. You and Tommy have stood the test of time. You both own your shit and come out better for it. Your haters are scum who can't admit yes, they can't admit what they've done wrong. Thank you, Alicia. Yeah, she said that he screamed at her. Okay, Yadira. Well, here's what's interesting, what you just said about that. King's Kid said, she said that he screamed at her. I bet that wasn't the first time, and this time was different. How? Here was something that I thought was very telling at the beginning of her video. Something along the lines of, like, she kind of worded it like, this has been a long time coming, or something like, I knew this was coming, something like that. And I thought that was very, very, very telling. She's a very reactive person. Read Rox's comment. In Nora's chat, that's it. I will not apologize for something I didn't do. The chat is still on that video. Yeah, Butterfly. I don't really fully understand. So this is what Marilyn said verbatim in Nora's chat. This is quote, that's it. I will not apologize for something I didn't do. That sounds exactly like Marilyn. The chat is still on that video, but she turned it off. Hey, Heather, I thought she turned it off. Oh, read the one before it? Okay. Oh, in Nora's chat. That's a fucking lie. I never shared any doctored photo. Show me the receipts. Oh boy, here we go. I blurred out the original. You made it your thumbnail. That's a fucking lie. I never shared any doctored photo. Show me the receipts. How am I going to show you the receipts when it's your fucking thumbnail? Again, not burdened by deep thought. Um, it doesn't even make any sense. I think she's spiraling. Marilyn is an incredibly reactive person. She's probably the most reactive person for sure I've ever seen on YouTube. She cannot hold in anything. She doesn't think shit through. She listens to react. That's what she does. She hears shit just to do reaction videos. And I have a hard time buying any of her bullshit. She definitely minimizes real victims, and that bothers me a lot. Thank you, Carrie Cushman. It bothers me a lot that she pulls this shit about there's countless victims of Reese and Tommy who are afraid to step forward, that have receipts and proof. Why are you talking about that on the internet? If that's true, go to the police. If that's true, report that. Why are you talking about it and spinning it into innuendos and blowing it up like it's not true? Do you have any evidence of that? Do you have any proof of that? That's where this bitch gets herself into trouble every time. What did she blur out? I don't know, Critters Creations. If you go look, she made my kid her thumbnail. She's never going to be sorry for anything she's done. Marilyn will never take accountability. Hey, shards of words. It's good to see you. Oh my God, I've missed you. I'm glad that you're not a hater. I know you're not a hater. Yeah. See, this kind of shit. I just don't fuck with people like this anymore. I'm gonna be 42 on Wednesday, and I have said this 100 times, and I really mean this. As I've aged, I believe the true currency in this world, and I mean this, is how safe you make a person feel. And she doesn't make anybody feel safe. And the other currency in this world, to me, I only associate anymore these days. I've got a small ass circle, and I only allow access to me, and I only want access to people who are total fuck ups time and time again. I'm not looking for perfection, but I want people who are willing to go, that's on me. I fucked that up and I'm really sorry. I've since cleaned up my mess and I've learned from it, but I did do that and I apologize. That is on me. I'm not asking for some grand crazy shit. Thank you, Shotzi. But I really do only want to know people who are willing to say, I did that. I'm embarrassed by it, or I'm ashamed of it, or I'm just sorry. Right? Like, I just wish I hadn't have behaved that way. I've cleaned up my bad behavior and I'm not repeating that pattern anymore. I've broken the cycle of that. That's all I'm looking for in anybody. And I applaud anyone who's willing to do that. Nancy, West Coast Fancy Nancy, and I have said this all along. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound like Tony Robbins or something here, but there is so much freedom in accountability. It's like forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you. It's closure for you so you can finally end that chapter and move forward and you can heal, right? People are not going to give you closure. People are going to fuck up. You got to move forward and heal anyway, right? So it's the same thing. Accountability is freedom. Accountability is not for you. Accountability is not for show. It's not optics to be like, sorry, I said sorry. Accountability is all about that takes the weight off. It frees you. You're no longer ashamed of it because you voice it. That's why they hate me, because I put every wear and tear, scar, wound out before they can do it. Love you, Nora, right? For me, that's what pisses my haters off the most. Hey, Mara, they can't hold me to anything. because I already held myself accountable. They try to rub every single scar I have in my face. It doesn't work when you've taken accountability, right? That's all these people have used against me for years is Reese did this. Reese knows this person. Reese said hi to this person. The long con, Scientology, fax machines, right? All they try to do is throw my past in my face. It never works because I have already put it out there. I have accepted what I've done. I've been a horrible fucking person. And I've apologized to everybody I possibly could for my bad behavior because I was full of bad behavior. And I was using my Scientology training around the clock. I don't do that anymore. And if I do, I catch myself and correct myself and apologize to who needs it. She'll never do that. She'll never do that. Marilyn, I hate to say this. I don't even really want to bring this up anymore, but I was really, really disappointed when I saw the video of her talking about abusing her kids, right? Hitting her kids or spanking or whatever her daughter said. She started the sentence with, it was so bad, right? So she went on record talking about how she harmed and locked them in rooms all day and the abuse that those kids suffered. And what did Marilyn do about it? What was her behavior? Because body language is also everything. She's horrible. If you go watch her body language, she's absolutely horrible. And what did she do? She said, I mean, I didn't okay, so it might have been illegal or it should have been illegal. I mean, yeah, it was bad, but I mean, I didn't like get charged for it, but I mean, I didn't leave any marks on them. Does that sound like, yeah, she called it a nothing burger. That told me everything I needed to know about her character and where she's at. You got to meet people where they're at. And she had zero accountability as a mother to her own children, her offspring. So what the fuck are we doing here? Do you really think she's going to have accountability for what she did to my kid? She won't take accountability for what she did to her own kids. That's how I see this situation. We are never going to make progress with a person like that. And there's plenty of people like that. There's a lot of Marilyn Honings running around, but you're never going to get anywhere with people who just go, I didn't leave marks on them. So you're obviously stuck up on your high horse, right? Where you think you were right. You're still a right fighter. That's a shame. That's a shame because you're missing a really important lesson there, right? You're missing a really important lesson in that accountability is freedom and it makes you safe to be around. And I only hang out with people who make me feel safe. I don't fuck with people anymore. I do not mess around with anybody who gives me weird vibes. We joked about it, but that's truly what my pap smear was like today. She walked into the room and she gave me very uncomfortable vibes and she had an affectation. So she was like, "What? So when was your last pap? Okay. You're going to feel a little bit of this." Like she was on autopilot. She wasn't being herself. She didn't know who she was. Marilyn doesn't know who she is. Now, I didn't hold it against the doctor for that. It's not like we're going to be girlfriends, but I don't like hanging out with people who don't know who they are and pretend like there's no elephant in the room and just fake it through life. Life is full of embarrassing things and wear and tear. You're going to mark shit up. This is what I was saying. My mother is so weird about this shit. My mom lives in a museum, okay? And she always has. And when she came over the other day, I was moving furniture and she was like, "Don't mark up the walls. You know how people get." She's like, "Don't get marks on the walls." And I happened to have therapy the next day. And I told my therapist about it. And I said, "God, I'm paranoid about that. My mom's always been that way." And my therapist goes, "If you mark up the walls, you fucking fix the walls. What's the big deal?" And I said, "I know." And then I had this epiphany in therapy and I was like, holy shit. Like life is marking up the walls. Life is wear and tear. And I cannot stand being around people who fake commercials that there is no wear and tear. Right? That's why I hate fucking Facebook and I don't use it very often because if I get on Facebook and scroll, all you see are like weird couples that are like, here we are in the Bahamas having no problems. We never fight and we have the most amazing sex life. Here I am with my pina colada. Like, yeah, it's weird to me when people have to like pretend and display a commercial, right? That they're not that they don't have issues. There's no wear and tear here. That's Marilyn Honig to a T. And so it's like, how are we going to get through to her? You're not going to get her to do anything honest. Nothing. I'm sorry. I know I missed some super chats. But do you see what I'm saying? I don't F around with people like this anymore. She's so nothing to me. She's so insignificant to me. And I know that I have thrown some cheap shots at Marilyn. And I'll address that right here, right now. Yeah, case face, and it is. I only hang out with people who make me feel safe. I don't want to F around with, yeah, thank you, case face. Thank you guys for the super chats. They hate you because they ain't you. Thank you, shards of words, and it's good to see you. The day Marilyn Honig has grand innocence that others use, she understand. She only listens to her own feels and emotions. Well, here's the thing too. You don't want to waste a lot of time on this shit. Thank you, Sassy, for the super chat. Because none of this is going to matter. When the student is ready, the teacher is going to appear. And until that day, there's nothing we can do about this. And I don't waste time on people like this because it's no different than walking up to someone going, you know, those things will kill you. Those cause lung cancer. Nobody gives a shit because people don't want you to solve their problems. People want to figure their shit out in their own time. I can give solutions to Marilyn all day, every day, right? We can all push her in the right direction. She has to want to do it and she has to see it. And until that day, nothing's going to move. Hey, avocado professor, right? Baby Step says, not taking accountability is like a weight hanging off of you. It is heavy enough, but their added weight of just waiting for someone to grab the weight and use it to pull you down. 100%. Thank you for the super chats, guys. But I mean that. You know, I look at her and I'll address, like I said, about how I've treated Marilyn. I have absolutely said things I should have never said about her. I was using my Scientology, not blaming Scientology. Don't hear what I didn't say. Not using Scientology as a crutch. It's a fact. It's just a fact of my life that I was a Scientologist, born and raised for 38 years. And I started having heavy duty indoctrination and programming of Scientology at the age of 4 is when it started. So I had some pretty intense training on desensitizing myself to be able to use attacks on people exactly like Aaron Smith Levin did, saying, is Nora going to go visit her dead father in hell this week? That's exactly what I started getting trained to do at the age of 4, to talk like. You use that to attack people and it desensitizes you so you feel nothing. So not an excuse, right? Not an excuse. But I absolutely have said things about Marilyn and to her here that I wish I hadn't. I wish I had stayed above the belt, right? Try to keep the gloves up. I don't take pleasure or joy anymore in relying on my Scientology training to attack people, but believe I will. And believe that I will just because I can't control it once it starts happening. It flips like a switch. If you push me hard enough, and I said this about Aaron last night, if you want to fight, you will get a fucking fight. But it takes me some time to get to that point. And it took me a year to finally bite back at Marilyn, who came for me first. I never came for her, just like I didn't go for Aaron. Both of these people attacked me first, right? Both of these people came for me first for their own separate reasons. I'm not really sure. They both came for me as soon as I quit the SPTV Foundation board. So I apologize for the shitty things I said. Now I see a lot of you saying, Reese, she came for you, or this is similar to the Jeff argument. My last husband, I cheated on him with Tommy. I hate that I did that. I really hate that I did that. To this day, I hate myself for it. It makes me feel slimy. I'm not a cheater, and I pride myself in being ethical in that department, right? At least you're growing. Marilyn and Aaron are stuck in the mud. Well, that's their fucking choice, though, sadly. They can grow right along with us, but they choose not to do that. They choose to be bad fucking people. And I'm sorry, but there's no other way of putting it. Their behavior is junk. Thank you for your super chat. I hate that I cheated on Jeff. I wish that I had divorced Jeff and then gotten into a relationship with Tommy, but it didn't work out that way, right? And I lied to my channel and I lied to many people to cheat on Tommy. That's how affairs work, right? It wasn't your fault, babe. But so many people came forward and said he cheated on you all the time. He was in the jesters, like he went to hooker parties constantly. He did, right? Doesn't make me feel any better about it. Still makes my character look like junk. I don't care that Jeff cheated on me all the time. It's me that I have to live with, and it's me that I have to die with. I don't give a shit. I don't care what was done to me. I'm not trying to match fucking energies here. I don't do that. I don't like doing that. So I did the same thing with Marilyn. She spent about a year coming for me, and I didn't say anything and I didn't do anything. And when I bit back, I came at her pretty hard. Right. And I'm glad that I went after her. I don't regret going after her. I will continue to go after this bitch until the end of time if she continues this shit with me. And I will absolutely go after Aaron if he continues this shit with me. I don't want to. I would rather just do my channel and do my fucking thing and stay in my lane. But these people keep jumping into my lane. And then my Scientology tactics do at one point or another, it just kicks in. And I don't know how to undo that. I've been out for 3 years. I was in for 38 years. So it's probably going to take a little more time for me to be able to keep that switch off. But once it flips on, it flips on. And then I become Aaron Smith Levin. I become kill or be killed, right? Just go straight for the jugular and become completely emotionless and say horrible things, right? And that's why I made the point yesterday that Aaron has a twin brother that died, right? That's horrible. It's not funny. It's not anything to make fun of. But I am healed from being a Scientologist in that moment. I can't imagine saying, Aaron, you're going to go join your dead brother, Colin. That's a sick fucking way of thinking. And I'd like to believe that we are trying to evolve and be better people, especially if you're the head of a fucking foundation where you're supposed to help people. Just a thought. But I see no growth there. And sadly, I don't see any growth in Marilyn either. Marilyn, to this moment, still wants to point the finger. What was it, Rox, that she said? She doubled down about Huxley. She doesn't give a shit about my kid. She didn't give a shit about her own kids. And I don't say that lightly. This is what I mean. I really, really have a rule. I don't like tearing down people as parents. I think it's fucked up to do that. And that's where I feel like I went too far, right? I don't like calling her a shitty mother. That is a nasty thing to say. And it's not my place to say it, right? Yeah, Alicia, she has. Here's what she said, quote, "That's a fucking lie. Never shared any doctored photos. Show me the research." So instead of saying something like, I wish I had never shared the photo, or that really was a disservice to a teenage boy, I shouldn't have used that as a thumbnail. No. We double down, just like Aaron Smith Levin, who's learned nothing. I never shared any photos. Show me the receipts, right? She's a fucking right fighter, and I don't have a place in my life for people like that. You just want to throw everything you can at the wall to see what sticks. And meanwhile, hundreds of people, thousands of people are seeing your behavior on display. And yet still you triple down We see you, and I don't have time for this shit. I want to do my own content on my own channel. I don't need Marilyn. She needs me to do content. I don't need her. I wish that she would knock this shit off and get her own content. To be honest, I thought she did great content before she became a hater bully, right? I think she has plenty to talk about. And I don't know why, other than I really truly believe that Aaron took advantage of her and said, "This is what you're going to do. This is the kind of content you're going to do from now on, right? You're going to be my attack dog." And I think that he did it to Natalie. And I think he did it to Kelly Copter. And I think that's what we're seeing in her weird cryptic message of, I am not, she looked, just again, read the body language too. Go look at her video, and she got her voice deepened, she got louder, and she got upset. She leaned into the camera. I don't know if anybody else noticed that. She said, "I will not handle Kelly." And then she went, "No." So there was something real fiery right there that went on between the two of them right in that moment, because that's a Scientological way of speaking, right? Everybody in Scientology will say something like, "Did you handle Tommy on that? You need to handle that person." That's a daily word that you would say in Scientology. So she said, "I will not handle Kelly." So you've got to go back and watch that, because she was particularly upset about whatever went on there, because then she said, "No." It was very telling, in my opinion. I watch her body language, and she's pretty easy to figure out, that one. But clearly, Aaron has been manipulating her behind the scenes for a long time, and she said that in the beginning, right? What is handle supposed to mean? Handle Kelly? It means get Kelly in fucking in line. Here's what I knew. I called this. I mean, I'm not trying to sound like I knew this, but I knew this. I called this. And I think I know, because it's easier for me to call this shit, Nora to call this shit, because we can think like a Scientologist. We think like Aaron. I can switch over and think like Aaron. I see the playbook of what he's following. He's being a Scientologist. None of this is shocking to me. But when Kelly started arguing, I think Kelly was shocked, by the way, at the backfiring of her putting out that documentary and promoting it on her channel. I think she did not expect the hateful comments, and they weren't even hateful. Some of them were, but most of them were just normal people like Krusty Rabbit Hole. There were quite a few people just saying, "Hey, what's this about?" and trying to question her. She wasn't having that. And then when I saw someone say to her, and I think it was Krusty Rabbit, said, "So Aaron said some really terrible things in that video. Are you okay with it?" And Kelly wrote back, "Not okay with it." And in that moment, the second I read that comment, I thought, "Oh shit, they're fucked." Aaron is going to lose his shit over that comment. And what happened? 48 hours went by, and Marilyn came out separating herself from Aaron. She got yelled at by Aaron. I'm not shocked at that at all. And then she said, "I will not handle Kelly." Do you know what that means? That means Aaron called me screaming once, telling me I had to handle Tommy. Okay. He has to be in control. Aaron called her screaming at her, telling Marilyn, "You will handle Kelly." Meaning you will set her straight, you will fix this, and you will make her see that she's on this side and she's going to fix that. Aaron called me screaming. Northern Kitty? Wow. Thank you so much. Birthday fund. My birthday's in 2 days. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being on my channel. That's so kind. Yeah, I thought the title of this was hilarious, because all the other titles were I didn't want to have to make this video, and I was like, I knew I'd have to make this video. Thank you. And while you guys are in here, I've been saying this. Guess who's probably next? I have no doubt Aaron's going to use somebody to come for me next. So please support if you're willing. Please, we need to circle the wagons right now and support us gals. Please support and hit subscribe. if you don't mind, please just check to make sure right now that you are subscribed. Hey, Christian, I would appreciate it. Please hit the like button. I don't know what the dog whistle thing meant, but I will tell you, yes, Anita Card, I will tell you 100%. I knew that was coming. I knew that Kelly Copter stepped the fuck out of line and he was not going to allow that. So he got Marilyn because I think Marilyn has been his go-to as far as the attack dog, right? Abigail, thank you for being here. The peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. To our God and Father be glory forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, New Testament. Thank you, Abigail, for the super chat. That was very kind. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Amy Knight. Hey, Tina Mays. So I have no doubt in my mind that trickled on down, the Kelly thing. He called Marilyn and said, you get her ass handled and you get her in gear and back on board. Aaron called me years ago, and Angie Mo, I still want to go find the video. Aaron called me years ago when Tommy Scoville came out saying he did not support how Tommy came out on his channel, The Lifeboat, and said he doesn't support the way that the protesting was going on in LA. This was years ago when Aaron was protesting. And Aaron was doxed a cop, apparently. Tommy came out on his own channel, on his own platform where he's allowed to do that, right? Aaron gave Tommy and I a list of people we couldn't work with. When we first came onto YouTube working with Aaron, he gave Tommy and I both a list of people we weren't allowed to stream with. That's how much of a control freak this dude is, okay? But Tommy comes out and says, I don't support that kind of protesting. It's not for me. And I don't like that he doxed the police. I was about to go to Clearwater. I was very close to going to Clearwater for the first time. Okay. Aaron called me screaming, and I mean screaming at the top of his lungs in my bathroom in Kansas City, telling me I'm going to go live and I'm going to say that I don't support what Tommy said, right? And I only support the way Aaron protests, or I wasn't allowed to come to Clearwater. Absolutely happened. Screaming at me. When people scream at me like that, I tend to kind of freeze. It's a learned response from doing bull baiting in the Church of Scientology for so long. It's a response. When bull baiting is being screamed at most of the time, and you are trained to sit like this, you don't flinch, you don't move, you don't do this, you do nothing, while a person gets in your face and starts screaming and going nuts on you. And so since the age of 4, I have been doing this while a person screams at me. So I learned this in therapy like a year ago. When people scream at me, which I don't allow any more people in my life that do that. My ex-husband did it a lot. I tend to shut down. It's a freeze response. You're trained in bull baiting to ignore all of the red flags and your intuition to not allow it. You are trained to not react to that. So my ex-husband, whenever he would scream at me, he'd like spit in my face, he'd spit on my glasses, and I would immediately do this. And he would say, "Stop using your fucking bull bait on me." And we had a talk once when we weren't fighting. And he goes, "You've got to stop doing that when we fight." And I said, "Doing what?" And he goes, "You're bull bait." And I said, "I'm not doing anything." And he goes, "I know, but you got to figure out that you do it." He was like, "You flip like a switch." He was like, "You immediately just go dead behind the eyes." And I said, "Right, okay, yeah." I mean, I'm not surprised that I do that because I've been trained to do that since I was 4. So the point is, okay, the point is, right? Aaron calls me screaming into the phone, screaming. Like it wasn't like raising his voice. This dude was hysterically screaming at me. And I'm holding my phone and I was like, he was like, "You're going to go fucking live and you're going to fucking tell everybody that Tommy's full of shit and you don't believe in that and you support me." He was like, "Or you will not fucking ever come to Clearwater," screaming at me. And I went, I don't understand. What am I doing? Because I just was checked out. I was disassociated because that's what I do when people scream. And no joke, he says this to me. Thanks, Lolo. He repeats it and he goes, "You are going to go fucking live." And he starts screaming. And I went, I don't understand. And he goes, "Are you fucking retarded?" He's like, "Are you a fucking retard?" Like screaming that at me. And I went, "Aaron, I don't know what to do right now." I was like, "I'm so freaked out at you screaming at me. I don't know what to do." And he was like, "Here's what you're going to fucking do." So I did. I went live immediately on Tommy's channel and I looked like a fucking hostage. And I was like, I don't agree with what Tommy does. I was like, I had no emotion in my tone. Like, you know me. You know my personality. And I was like, I don't believe any of this. And I was like, I agree with Aaron. Yes, Eric, I know. I was telling a story with the R word because I was repeating a story. But I said, I don't agree with Aaron. And I was like, Tommy, I don't agree with how you protest. I agree with how Aaron protests. And I texted Aaron after that stream and I said, I did it. Is that enough? Is that good? And he sent me back a thumbs up. So the reason that I'm sharing that story, I've shared it before. The reason I'm sharing that story is because I have no doubt that Natalie gets treated that way, although she would never admit to it, right? Marilyn is now coming out saying that he yelled at her. I think he said he yelled at me or screamed at me. Yeah, Angie Moat was on Tommy's channel. We might have simul streamed it, Angie, but I'm not sure. But this man absolutely has to be in control. I've dealt with these kind of people before. He's not that scary to me, but he has to be in control. And when he starts losing that feeling of control, he melts the fuck down and scorches earth, right? So what we're seeing right now, kind of like how he came out a few weeks ago when I streamed with Tori and made up a big story that I was trying to take advantage of Tori and her mods. My mods are taking advantage of her. And he does this when he starts to lose the grip. He starts making shit up and going nuts. So I don't know what Marilyn is going to deal with. Has anyone ever recorded Aaron screaming at them? I might have. Yeah, I might have some recordings of that for sure. I'd have to look and see, but I don't know. I may or may not have recorded those calls. I remember those days. You've come a long way, baby. I love you, honey bunny. Nobody runs my life anymore. I will never, ever, ever let a man or a woman treat me that way ever again. So this is why I have no problem using my voice right now. And I have no problem standing in my power because unlike Marilyn, if you recall, Marilyn would make fun of me and say, none of the ex Scientologists will even stream with her. Yeah, that's where we like it. That's the sweet spot. Okay. I did, Marilee. Hold on. I have to sneeze. I think I have to blow my nose. Hold on. Because I don't need, okay, Liz. Whine a little bit more. I would have to get Aaron's permission to release if I do have audios on him because Florida is a two-party consent state. However, I'm sure that he would have no problem with me releasing any audios if I have any because he's right? I'm lying, right? I'm lying. Surely everything I'm saying is a lie. So I would think that it wouldn't be a problem if I were to release some audios. I would guess. I mean, I'm not sure, but I'm just guessing. Since I'm so full of shit and I have no receipts, I would imagine it would be okay. If I had any audios, I would think Aaron would be fine with me putting them out. I love to hear that, Marty Jewel. So Rue says for your birthday, you share the same date with my son. I remember that. Happy birthday to your son and goddaughter. They were born on the same date, same hospitals. Oh my God. Same doctor, 13 years apart. That's crazy. Connections are special. I love you, Rue. Thank you for sticking with me, Rue. I promise it won't be like this forever. Please don't leave forever. But I understand anybody who has to take a break, and thank you for your super chat. Your mental wellness should always come first before any YouTube content or anything or anyone. You should always put yourself first. Self-care is very important. So step back, take a break, do what you need to do. But I absolutely have no doubt. The point is that Aaron treated Marilyn that way. And finally, Marilyn had had enough. What state was I in? I was in Kansas City, Missouri, but Florida is a two-party consent state. Thank you, Rue. Caregiving is incredibly difficult, but also very rewarding. And I'm sure your mother is very thankful to have you there. And I know I was a caregiver for my husband up to the day he died, took his last breath. I was there with him. And it is such a gift. I will say that. Um, Being with someone as they take their last breath, taking care of them in their final years, I wouldn't change a thing. And I'm very, very, very grateful. I think it's a gift. I think walking with someone through death is a gift, and I wouldn't change a thing. So, yes, caregiving is hard. That's why I find it a bit hurtful. Reese, you're probably wondering why there's 605 people in your chat. It's just the algorithm. No one's thinking that. Tommy, why don't you stick to the situation at hand? Stop worrying about how many people are here. Hey, while you guys are here, please hit subscribe. Please be willing to support. Hit the like button and check to see if you're subscribed. Be cool if I picked up like a subscriber or two, but I wouldn't be surprised if I lost like 50 during this stream. Nope, but I also haven't gained any. Would you mind hitting subscribe? If the state you were isn't two-party, you're fine. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's accurate. That's why I take a bit of offense to this, because Marilyn coming out today trying to say, Shelly Briggs, trying to say, guys, pay attention and don't worry about the number in the chat. Pay attention to the story. No, I got nothing against her, by the way. I'm not making fun. I'm just trying to be an asshole toward Aaron, by all means. Keep the goal. Pay attention to the goal. Oh man, Nora, that short was hilarious. Guys, hey, Yorkie mom. Good to see you, Pam. I take a little bit of offense to the fact that Marilyn had to disconnect from Aaron, right? Because of what was said about Nora's father. And I'm glad, right? I'm glad. It was a horrific thing what she said about Nora's father. That was a sick thing to say. However, it was completely disingenuous to me because you doubled down making fun of my dead husband, calling him Dead Fred, and laughing about it. So you're not sorry, and it didn't bother you, and you're full of shit there. And I wish that you would just be your authentic self, Marilyn. Like, please, just let us see it. Just put it out there. Put the scars and the wear and tear out there. What's the worst that could happen? Not much. Not much, because you've pretty much fucked yourself. You're, like Nora would say, you're pretty much fucked at the drive-through, right? It's going to be hard to come back from this. Why does Nora let Marilyn into her chat? Well, you'd have to ask Nora, and I think she's in here. I would allow Marilyn into my chat if she wanted to come in. She's not blocked. I would absolutely, and thank you for your super chat. I would let Marilyn come in here. I'd love to talk to her. Yeah, that's a question for Nora. The other thing I want to say, speaking of disconnection, this is extremely telling Scientological behavior as well. Pay attention to what I'm about to say. Marilyn got declared an SP today. Remember what Aaron said about Sterling? He's fucking dead to me. Marilyn crossed the line today. I would be absolutely shocked if they somehow made up and were fine again in a week, because he really doesn't do that. He really doesn't do that. So basically now, no, I know Missouri is definitely a one-party consent state. Definitely. Florida is not, though. So Chris Crafts and Coffee, I just would have to speak with an attorney about that if I even have the recordings. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, Marilyn Elizabeth Louise Honig, get your ass down here. Marilyn basically got declared today by Aaron. She is now an SP. She's on the outside. She's exiled. She's fucking done. Her goose is cooked. Put a fork in it. Teach a man to fish. There's no I in team. Okay. Guess what that means? This is Scientology at its finest. Nora, did you consider this? Hey, Allie. I didn't think about this until I was in the shower earlier. Now they have to treat it like Scientology. So he has to, what am I trying to say? She got declared an SP today in his world, right? You know what that means? Every single person that they both associate with has to make a decision. Did you know this? So, like, I got declared, which means everyone who knew me in Scientology has to disconnect from me. She has to do the exact same thing. So, George Massey has to make a decision. He cannot stay friends with both. That weirdo Northern girl cannot stay friends with both. Kelly Copter either picks Aaron or Marilyn. Pegging wildebeest Hef, inappropriate wildebeest pegging her husband Hef. She had to pick Marilyn. Her husband, who likes to be pegged, the wallaby from down under, he also had to pick Marilyn. He also doesn't have a choice in anything, let's face it. Hey, solo traveler. Reese, Nora, and Lindsay, I credit you all for exposing the lies and bringing truth to the light. Thank you so much, Nancy. That means a lot, and I love you. Thank you. Thank you for being a member. Question, is Marilyn blocked on Nora's and Reese's channels? Are they blocked on Marilyn's channel? It's a two-way street. I am blocked on Marilyn's channel. I am blocked on Aaron's channel. I'm probably blocked on Natalie's channel. Marilyn is not blocked here. I unblocked, she's never been blocked, but I unblocked all of my haters today. I unblocked Goot. I unblocked the knife order. I unblocked a few others. I can't think of, that Lore Q Wolf guy. He's not blocked. I don't have anything to hide. I got nothing to hide. Those people, and you are currently blocked on the boat. I'm saying, Reese, we'll work something out. Oh, I'll work something out with you. I got a deal to make with you. I got skills, son. I don't have anything to hide. Marilyn and Aaron are known for blocking anybody that questions them. I don't even mean hate. I just mean, like, if someone comes in and goes, this doesn't make sense. Hello? Am I blocked? Literally. People go into their chat and they're like, a quick question. I've been kicked out. They cannot handle any kind of criticism. They cannot handle any kind of questions. I am unafraid of haters coming in here and putting me on the spot. I was made for that. So if you think that you're going to make me nervous by coming in here with questions, bring your fucking questions. If I don't want to answer them, I won't answer them. But I rarely run into that, right? Because I don't have anything to hide. Marilyn has shit to hide. That's why she deleted like 97 videos in the last 72 hours. That's why she deleted the live chat. She has shit to hide, right? And if anybody asks her anything, what does she say? Go back to the Reese cult. She won't answer a question. She won't take accountability. None of that. I am not afraid of that shit. You bring it on in. Hey, Liz asks, what a choice. I wouldn't pick either. It'd be a tough choice, Jan. Tough choice. And thank you for the super chat. Wow, Reese, you're a brave woman. Talk about being transparent. Those losers are far from being transparent and open to questions because I don't have anything to hide. What are you going to throw in my fucking face? The long con? What else is there? I mean, what are you going to, I'm a grifter. Yes. I'm a High Plains grifter. I'm scamming people left and right because it's so easy to do here worldwide in real time on YouTube where anyone can tune in and watch this. There happen to be over 600 of them right now. How the hell do you scam somebody openly on YouTube? If any, that's a real question, by the way. If anyone knows, I'm asking for a friend. She's going to have to make decisions. So every single person that Marilyn shares with Aaron, which is a lot, like Natalie has to be done with her. Hey, Joel Sachs. And for a little bit, they're going to come out and pretend that they're not. Like Natalie will probably be like, I can do whatever I want. And then, of course, she won't, right? Did we find out what game night means? No, I didn't understand that either. Chris, I didn't understand that. And thank you for the super chat. What the fuck did that mean? Does anybody understand that? I don't watch Aaron ever. But when she said that he said about game night at the end of his video, of course, I broke my ankle running to the comments to the end of the video. Oh, thanks, Sue D. Natalie's not involved with my channel, no. And she better stay the fuck away from my channel. Quite honestly, I will leave Natalie alone, but Natalie has not left me alone. Quite possibly, Dorothy. But yeah, just Joan. I don't remember what I was saying other than now they have to split up. Now that mom and dad are divorced, they got to pick teams. So I'm guessing George Eyelid Bags Massey is going to probably stay on the side of Aaron, if I had to guess. And we can take bets here if you guys want. I'm pretty sure that's legal. Natalie will, of course, stay with Aaron. Kelly Flopter, it sounds like, might be going with Marilyn. But what the hell? I think they were just being kind because you and I met on a game night. It was just his way of tipping his hat to us. You're so cute, babe. God, you're cute. I am blocked by everyone. And here, thespian, lesbian. Only I can see this right now, Nora. I have special binoculars that can sense that you're in the chat. But what did the game night? Yeah, Rue, let's take bets. Tickets. We'll do a members only stream. We'll make a bunch of money on it. Let's put it behind a paywall. Tickets. Everybody get your tickets. $50 a pop, though. YouTube takes 30%. I can't go below that. We will not haggle below that number. I think so. Drifter Wars. I think that's why she deleted them. I think, though, and no, back to the game night thing. It was so strange when she said, he knew what it meant. He knew what it meant. She was like, and I knew what it meant. Yeah, well, here's the problem, Meryl. We don't know what it meant. So if you're going to make a fucking video about it, do you mind maybe giving us hints? Maybe you could put a glossary at the end of your video. Can we know what the fuck it's about? Because I went and watched it and Aaron was his typical weird self, looking like a freshly circumcised wanker. Excuse me. I'm trying not to go below the belt. But he was his typical self. And he was like, yeah, we'll have to do another game night. Hey, Lisa. And he was like, maybe we'll do one every week for the foundation. I was like, what does that mean? I didn't understand the innuendo. Marilyn, can you please let us know? Rue bought a ticket. Thank you, Rue. Hey, Bridge. Rue will be the only one at the members only stream about it. Thank you, Rue. Lupita, love you and thank you for being a member. I don't know. I don't know what the hell it meant. Does anybody in all seriousness have any idea what the hell that meant? Nora. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to go below the belt. Trying to keep the gloves up. I am dead serious, though. Back to that. I wish I had not been so ugly to Marilyn. I think you can absolutely call out bad behavior. And it doesn't have to be called drama, right? Like, I don't think it's a problem to call out bad behavior and talk through it and do a stream on it. It's a problem when you do what they do, when you sink low like they do, and they use lies and they attack people's, physically and shit like that. And I definitely did it. It's classic Scientology behavior. Not proud of it. Not glad I did it. I don't want to call her a piece of shit mother. I don't think that was cool. I think that was unfair. And I think I can keep those judgments to myself. I really, really don't want to be as judgmental to people, to be quite honest. I am very judgy and I've got to slow down on that because I have a lot of issues too that I need to work on in order to be a better person and make people feel safe. And when I'm sitting here spouting off at the mouth going, and she's a piece of shit mom and she's a racist, sure, those things could be true, but it's not really my place to call that shit out. It's not really my place. That's kind of above my pay level. Like that's more of a God thing. It's not my place. Um, yeah, Abigail, but he doesn't want to do it with us. But what I'm saying, Abigail, is what did it mean when he said that between him and Marilyn? Marilyn took offense to that comment. I want to know what it meant. That's all. How about the fact that literally every single person that ever went to game night has been run off by Aaron, who is still there that ever played one of those? I don't know. That's the point. There's a whole list of these people, and the ones who are blind to that list and just continue to think that Aaron's a victim and Aaron didn't have a hand in this, and Aaron's the good guy and he's the underdog and he's a hero fighting the good fight. You are fucking blind because that's not what's going on. Could game night be code for fair gaming? I don't know that it would fit into what he was saying, Grace. It's clear he's trying to go backwards when his channel is successful, but it doesn't help. We all know. Yeah, it's too late. He's trying to do all this damage control. He's trying to look like a good guy. Thank you, Nora. He's trying to look as if, look at me. I help people. I save people. The problem is you fuck people over. So the people you help and save, you're going to turn around and stab in the back because that's your MO and you've been doing it forever. And I truly believe that Aaron outed me intentionally. I have no doubt in my mind at this point that that was not intentional. I do not think it was an accidental doxing. I think that he used me up for 6 months. He couldn't get any more information out of me. And he thought, well, this will be good for clicks and views, right? Because of his whole entire behavior during that time. Joanne Holly, what if this whole thing is a sham and they're just pulling a fast one? Yeah. Do you think Aaron still is in, but paid to say he is not? Yes, I do. That's my opinion. Yes, I do. Hey, Roberta. I don't know. Reese, you and him were the ones that started a game night. We were. Yeah, we were original. Aaron and I did great content. Aaron and I did great content and the game nights were fun. The problem is the Aaron that he pretends to be on screen is not anywhere near the real Aaron. The real Aaron was standing in his kitchen with me and said, Sterling's fucking dead to me. And I went, what? And he went, well, you don't have anything to worry about. You're not quitting my board. That's the real Aaron. That's the Aaron that he doesn't want you to see, right? He's threatening people behind the scenes and being a fucking bully. Because what do bullies want? Control. And how do they act when they start losing control? Insane. He hangs on to people and uses them till there's nothing left and then throws them into oncoming traffic and makes endless content about how they deserve to be roadkill. Good Lord, that's great, great comment, Nora. Yes, that's true. He did that to Tommy, right? What does Tommy have to do with anything at this point? Nothing, but he's also threatened by Tommy. He's threatened by all of us who have a voice. If you're not on his side, you're in trouble. Thank God for that game night. Thank God for that game night. That's all I can say. Thank God. That's where Tommy and I met. Yeah, Marilyn wants to be picked and liked. Was the game night comment a reminder she hasn't been invited? Yes, Jennifer says I do too. Nora, do you have any idea what that comment meant? I wish that Marilyn would be willing to talk to me. I would love to have a conversation with Marilyn. I know you guys are going to call me nuts, but what did I say weeks and weeks ago over and over? What did I say? I said, when he kicks Marilyn to the curb, I will be here. I would be willing to talk to her. I would be willing to welcome her. I would be willing to have a chat, right? And it can be on her terms. I'm not going to be mean. I'm not going to gloat. None of those things. I would be here as just a listening person, right? She will never take me up on that for whatever reason. Marilyn hates me more than any of these fucking people. She hates me. She absolutely hates me. I would be more than willing to talk to Marilyn. I would be more than willing to chat with her and I would be happy to apologize to her for the not everything, but I would be happy to apologize to Marilyn for the my shitty behavior and my shitty comments that were too low, the low blow attacks. But she does hate me. She really hates me. Um, she won't talk to me, Nora, but I don't know. And I also think all of this is strange, right? It's very strange that this started with Susie leaving the community, right? What, like 6, 8 weeks ago? And then Marilyn threw Goot Juice under the bus and he came out swinging and said that was so not cool. And then Knife Hoarder, pussy knife hoarder dude who pretended that he had a prison record, left Goot Juice in the dust for 2 weeks to figure shit out for himself, and then came out after Goot said, fuck all this. He was like, yeah, I stand with Goot. Okay, took you a couple weeks to stand by your ride or die, but sure. Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're really loyal to him. Disavowed from Marilyn, and now Marilyn is coming apart at the seams. Kelly Copter said she doesn't stand with Aaron in so many words. So this will be interesting to see. And then last night I said, you want to fight? We'll fight. And I stand by that. But it'll be interesting to see what the hell the next steps are. Do you think there's a chance, Reese, that maybe she and I could speak? I think we could hammer something out real quick, find common ground like Vermont trivia. I don't think she'll ever talk to either one of us, babe. Marilyn has, I would be very curious to know if Marilyn has been going after you and I because she just particularly hates us, or if it really is something that Aaron sent her to do. I tend to think this is all backed by Aaron because of the timeline. I quit his board, and 48 hours later, Marilyn Honig was coming for me. We did streams together, never had a problem with her. I'd texted with her before, never had an issue with Marilyn Honig. And then within about 2 days of quitting that board, she came out with receipts, and Barb Sylvie came out against us. You don't think that Aaron didn't unleash these people on us? I'm sorry that you don't see that. So many terrible things she has done, but disrespecting Fred, a World War II vet, brought tears to my eyes. Autistic Margot, it didn't bring tears to my eyes. It's very hard to upset me when it comes from someone that I don't value. If someone that I loved made fun of Fred like that, I would really, really, really be hurt. But it's hard for me for that kind of stuff to penetrate. It doesn't weaken me. It doesn't make me sad because I don't value her in the first place. That's how I feel about all of my haters. When someone comes and leaves a comment of hate on my channel and they're like, I can't stand your voice and you do roll call and blah, 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 blah. And their name is Cutesy Dog, Mama of 4, 2026. It's kind of hard to let that hate in or let that comment affect me when I know that it's just some rando ass person that I don't give a shit about. They don't give a shit about me. They're just passing through being a hater. They're your typical person that leaves a bad review for the Cracker Barrel. I don't give a holy shit about someone like that. They're miserable. They're miserable pieces of shit, right? So it's the same thing with Marilyn. She's tried all this time and I don't value her. I don't care what her opinion of me is, and I never have. Like, she seems very miserable. Thank you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Was Aaron in prison? No, he went to jail. He never went to prison. Gooch is taking Marilyn down in his live he's doing. Yeah, Gooch is really unhappy, and I don't disagree on that. Honestly, I'm not surprised, and I think it's shitty what she did to him. She did him dirty. She embarrassed him and she emasculated him and she belittled him just like she's done to everybody else, right? But then if you do it back to her, notice the pattern. She cannot take it. But why would you want to give someone like that any of your time? You've talked and made peace before and it didn't last. Just curious why you'd want to try again. I think for this reason, Alicia. Hi, Punky. What are you doing over there? It's a really good question. And my answer to that question, Alicia, in all honesty, is because it's like what I said earlier about what is forgiveness? It is not for the other. We see you. You're really gorgeous. Unbelievable, too. Just perfect in every effing way. Really tiny little Dr. Seuss character. Look at the footy paws and everything. Fell out of a pet net in 1998. My answer to that is this: it's the same reason that forgiveness is not for someone else, it's for you. I would be willing to talk to Marilyn for me. I would feel better if I could say to Marilyn, "Hey, one on one, I apologize for the damage that I did to you and the hurt that I caused to you. It's one thing to stand up for yourself and call out bad behavior. It is another thing to stand up and say she's a piece of shit mother, manatee Marilyn, ugly Marilyn. Her face looks like an ashtray. Sure. Were those things funny at the time? Yeah. It felt good saying it at the time. It really did. I felt good saying it. I thought it was funny. But the problem is I have to live with myself and I don't love that I did that. I will get over it. I will forgive myself for it, but I don't love my behavior there because it's equally bad behavior, right? To make fun of how she looks is pretty fucking low blow. And it's just matching their energy. And I don't want to do that. So, Alicia, to answer your question, why would I do it again? She's just going to turn around and stab me in the back. I already know. I'm not worried about what she's going to do. It's like me cheating on Jeff. Jeff cheated on me 100 times. It still doesn't make me feel better that I cheated on him. I have to live with me. I don't have anything to do with Jeff now. I don't care what Jeff does. I'm not going to have anything to do with Marilyn either or care what she does. She can turn around and show her true colors and stab people in the back all day long. And I'm sure she will repeat the same pattern. But it would be an opportunity for me to say, hey, I don't like me when I treat people like that. And you are a human being and you are a mother and you are a wife and you're a woman and you're a person. And I really don't get much joy and making fun of how you look, making fun of you as a mom, making fun of your children. Like that's all some really low quality, classless shit. And I am guilty of that. So I don't feel good about it, right? Um, that's why. I don't care what her behavior is after that at all. It would just be for me. It's like it's very much like forgiving a person. It's for me, not for them. So I the next best thing is to do it here and just say, I wish I hadn't, but I still also there's some it's I don't uh, I don't say things like what you did was unforgivable because I don't really coming from Scientology, I don't really care about that kind of thing. I don't know how else to put that. I'm trying to figure out a way of what I'm trying to say. I don't need an apology from Marilyn Honig. I never will. I don't expect it, and it doesn't even cross my mind. I'm not a person who's like, you owe me an apology. But I definitely okay. Thank you, Yadira. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I don't need Marilyn to do anything for me. I don't need her to apologize about anything. I don't care what she does. She's not a factor in my life. She's not a friend of mine. It's like Aaron. They don't take up a lot or I don't think about them very often. Marilyn, I think about more than Aaron because she's been coming for me for so long. And my content has turned into this having to fire fucking back at her all the time. So while I'm live, I'm always thinking about her. Thank you, Joel Sachs. That is so nice of you. Love you, Joel. I would like the opportunity to be able to speak with her and just say, "Hey, like, I wish that you hadn't have come for me in the first place. I wish you hadn't have said those things about my husband who died. I wish that you hadn't done that to my child, right? He didn't deserve it. I can take the attacks. I wish you wouldn't do it to my dead husband, right? Who's passed. I wish you wouldn't do it to my kid, but she did, and she's doubling down. She doesn't feel anything about it. And that's all. I just would like to have a conversation about that. So, Alicia, I feel like I'm dragging out the answer to your question, and I'm not sure I gave you an answer other than I don't need an explanation, Haggis. Weirdly enough, I'm not that kind of person. I don't have expectations on people because if I do, I just piss myself off. I just let me down. So if I put an expectation on someone and they don't meet me at that expectation, then I'm like, the fuck? So I've learned now I don't do that anymore. I set expectations on myself and I intend to meet those expectations. And then I let myself down and then I can only be mad at me. I don't set to do anything. I don't put potential on people. I put them exactly. That is so fucking weird. Okay. Never mind. You don't have to text me back. Guys, this never happens. Don't you think that's weird? I should be back now. Please tell me if I'm back. That's weird. When is the last time this happened? It's been years. Am I not frozen now? It's got to be the pap smear. So anyway, I'm not going to keep you anyway. Please hit subscribe while you're in here. I would appreciate it. But I don't expect anything from that woman. I expect her to continue the same behavior. I've never seen her make any kind of a good change ever. Um, no, we don't have any winds right now or a storm going on. I don't know. It's strange. I don't expect anything out of her. I love you, Sophia, but I would like an opportunity to have a conversation with her. I would. It'll never happen, and I have to heal anyway. I have to move on anyway. But Marilyn and I did a good job of attacking each other over the last however long, and I would really like to be done with it. I think that hopefully she can heal and move on from getting away from Aaron. I would like to think Aaron's probably not going to do anything to her. I doubt. But I wish that Marilyn would stick to the content she said she was going to do. Didn't she say that in her video today? Something about, uh, has Goot mentioned any info regarding stuff Marilyn has said? No, not to me. Talk to that guy. Yes, just Joan. Um, no. Oh God, no, Alicia. I don't expect anything from anybody. I have been burned so many fucking times, and that's not me saying I'm a victim, poor me. I have been so many people have flipped on me. I went over and read the comments in her chat today. VT Kitten, fucking Chris 10M. There was like tons of people over there that were like, proud of you, Marilyn. We hate Reese so much. Like, there are so many people that have come and said, Reese, I love you. I'll always be with you. And then they're over in haters chat saying that I stole their fucking beagle out of their yard and filleted it and ate it for dinner. So I don't trust anybody anymore. And I expect nothing, especially out of people he is fuck on YouTube, right? Especially people who are called Chris 10M. It's like, I don't even know who you were. I don't even know why VT Kitten mattered to me. That's not a real name. I don't know who the fuck these people are. So, like, I don't expect anything out of anyone, especially Marilyn Honig. I got something for you, fella. Babe, I'm all crampy from my pap smear. God, I hated it. I am not a candidate for getting my vagina checked out, except by Tommy. Love you, Erica, and I'm glad that you're safe. I get riled up when I see people I love get needlessly attacked. I'm holding myself accountable. Like Nora said, no matter how we feel about this, our feelings are valid. Of course they are. And I just hope that she learned from this and really does scale back and just do her crocheting or whatever it is that Marilyn wants to do. I'm not here to tell her what to do. I just think she needs to take a real hard look at being a troll and a hater. You might think it pays off. You might have gotten a few good paychecks out of it, but it really does kind of rot your character. And eventually you're painted into a corner because we all see your behavior. Once enough time passes, this shit, it's like Aaron. You can't tell me otherwise. We've seen it 100 times. We've seen him behave the same way and kick people to the curb and discard them over and over and over and say that they're crazy. Right. So Marilyn is doing the same shit over and over and over. And I hope she takes a hard look at this and goes, I'm just going to do my own thing now. And that's not going to include harming people anymore. That would be great. But I'm not going to, I can't tell her what to do. I hope that she does. Reese, this is a free stream. You've given me a lot to think about for myself. Beautiful, Shotzi. That's the purpose of this channel. Great stream you met. Yeah. Exactly, Haggis. What kind of growth do you get being someone else's bitch? Exactly. There's freedom in this, Marilyn. There's freedom in not having a shot caller anymore. There's freedom in not having a boss telling you what the fuck to do all the time and who to attack, right? There's freedom in it. Like just using your own voice, your own platform to do whatever you want. And whoever follows you follows. Who gives a shit about the subscriber count? Forget about that. Forget about the numbers. Forget about the people. Those that were meant to follow and support you will. And those that were meant to leave will leave. And you can't control it either way. Right? So just let that shit flow. Sending you support and a peaceful future. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Nothing but love. Thank you. Silly, you wouldn't eat a beagle. You don't eat meat. Correct, Critters Creations, but they say the craziest shit about me. So I just don't hold on to any of that stuff anymore. And thank you for the super chat. People are going to say whatever the hell they're going to say, take no accountability for what they said, and they're going to hide behind a name like Lisa loves donuts, right? So there's no honor in it anyway. There's no point in hanging on to what people say and trying to disprove it. Let people be wrong about you. I really don't care what people I don't value in the first place say about me. Doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't. It doesn't. So I hope that this is a prime opportunity for Marilyn to actually stand on her own 2 feet, trust the people she trusts, and move forward without being hateful. That would be great. That would be great. If she doesn't, then we march forward and right on past her because it doesn't matter. But if she does continue to come for me or my kid or any of that, of course we will call that shit out. I'm also not going to let anybody walk all over me with lies and bullshit. Right? I realize I just contradicted myself and let people be wrong about you. This woman isn't just a hater saying 1 or 2 things. This woman has spent her last year and a half on fucking YouTube making a movie out of my life. That's all lies. So that's a little different, and you got to stand up there. I love you, Anne. You're the holder of one of Aaron's dirty laundry baskets. Kelly BC. I know, Kelly, and welcome over here, Kelly. Thank you again for inviting me onto Tori's stream. That was so kind of you. I had a great time. Kelly, I get the impression too that this could be all bullshit. Unfortunately, I think this could be some kind of a trap. It could be. Don't be surprised. Nora doesn't think it is. Don't be surprised though if in the next 3 to 4 days she's like, Aaron and I are fine. But yeah, like it could be some weird trap. I'm not sure. Heads are going to roll with you being in here. Send me their names. We'll take care of that. Fuck that. I don't have a boss. We don't work for anyone anymore, Kelly. You take your power, girl. Heads shouldn't roll. That's not how this works. You are your own fucking person who needs zero validation from anyone. And Good. She said, not mine though. Great, Kelly, because I have always liked you and fuck that idea. I don't like, especially women being like, uh-oh, I got a hopscotch. I can't do this. I can't say that. That's an Aaron situation right there, right? Kelly flopped her, got in huge ass trouble, right? Yeah, Kelly BC, I know. Kelly flopped her, got in huge trouble for what she said. Heads rolled. We don't fucking roll like that. Sorry. We do what we want. We're free. I don't have a boss. I do whatever the fuck I want over here and I'll say what I want. And I will expose all the bad behavior I feel like exposing too. And you can choose to watch it or not watch it. But one thing you can't do is come in here and bitch about it. Don't click on my face. Do not click on my fucking face and then come in here and complain. Do not walk into a sushi restaurant and say, I don't eat sushi. That's not our problem. You go fix your own shit on your side of the fence. You don't need my approval or validation, but this was a great stream. Thank you, honey bunny, and I love you. That's the beautiful thing about Tommy is he won't even give me advice anymore. He says, I don't need to. You're a queen and you know what you're doing. And I'll just stand back and watch you flourish and bloom. And that's what good people, good friends, good husbands, good wives, good spouses should do, right? You don't need me to tell you what to do. That's what my therapist said to me once. It's all in here. Hey, monk, you don't need to reach for masculine external validation. You don't need to reach for approval from anyone. Get it from here. And I did. And I do. I don't care who fucking stays and who goes because I know me. I'm not worried about any of this. Thank you, Jen Finberg. Hey, Benson, welcome in. Please, before you go, check to make sure you are subscribed. That would be very kind of you if you would be willing to give me a subscribe. Thank you, Jojo. Please hit the like button. Please be willing to hit the hype button after, if you're willing. Hey, thank you, Chicago Jane. I mean it. Thank you to everyone who came over and supported me. Thank you, Kelly BC, for stopping by. Hey, Tuck Frump, welcome in. I mean it. This is my love language. So thank you for your time. Thank you for the quality time for listening to me. I know it was all over the place. I'm sorry. My pap smear really threw me off. Kind of pissed at Marilyn that she picked the day I had my pap. She did this intentionally. I know she did. Marilyn, I wish you'd reach out to me. I'm not the monster that they told you I was. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you, Chrissy Twig. And I really do love all of you. That's sad to me, Kelly. I've watched everything Reese just couldn't be in the chats. I hope you will come into the chats. You are safe here, secure, and we will kick anybody's ass who comes for you for coming into my chat. That's ridiculous bullshit. I won't have it. That is some high school behavior if I had gone to high school. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the love. Mods, thank you for protecting us. Yeah, Jen H. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Wednesday is my birthday. Fuck. I'll be in my mid to late 40s. Oh, man. It's all going to just crash down. I wake up sometimes and I'm like bruised. Sometimes I wake up and like my arm is in a cast. I'm like, what happened? Hey, Olga. Thank you to the replay crew. Thank you for being members. I love you guys. Okay, Amy M, I will. I'm going to hop over to the lifeboat to see what he's doing. I'm also a mod over there. And I'll go over and mod in his stream. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting me. I know I keep saying that, but I'm saying it because it means the most to me. Support, love, making me feel safe. Thank you for that. You guys did that. I appreciate it. Hit subscribe. Love you all. Thank you for being here. And here comes Fred. I will be back tomorrow afternoon.